بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام.
صدري ويسر أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربنا افتح بيننا وبين قومنا بالحق وأنت خير الفاتحين. Subhanallah, one of the stories that I studied when I was too young, and we still repeat this story over and over, is the story of this righteous man from the early generations. When we talk about the early generation, we talk about people who traveled through the desert, no street lights, no security. They just ride on the back of the camels and travel through the desert. And I don't know how does it feel like. I don't know if any one of you have experienced traveling on a road where there is no light whatsoever, and even you don't have light with you. It looks very scary, but that was the situation. And it wasn't safe for people to travel. So while he was traveling with a group of people with him, some criminals, gunmen or armed people stopped them on the road, and they wanted everything with them. You say, we're going to take your money, we're going to take your luggage, we're going to take your clothes, we're going to take your food, we're going to leave you with nothing. This is their job. They have no other thing to do except that. So they confiscated or they took everything from them, including the food. And I don't know how does it, just imagine that you are traveling and all of a sudden you lose everything. There is no way to survive. So those criminals took everything and they put the food together and they start eating because they're also hungry. They are just standing all the day on the desert, no delivery, no Uber Eat, nothing. So they just put the food and start eating. And this righteous man was sitting with a group of his people just looking at them after they have taken everything. They have taken their money, their food, their clothes, everything. So they're watching them from a distance and they are sitting and eating, those criminal guys. And one of them was not eating. He was just sitting on the side. So this righteous man became very curious to ask why he's not eating. So he went to him and he said, well, I can see you guys are eating, everyone is eating, but you are not eating with them. Why? He said, because today is Monday and I'm fasting today. The sunnah to fast Monday. Subhanallah. You guys are committing all sorts of evil and you are fasting Monday. He said, I have to leave a door between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open. You never know when Allah will allow me to enter upon him. Years later, the same man went to Hajj and he found somebody going around the Kaaba doing tawaf. He looks like, subhanallah, an angel. He reached him and he recognized his face. He said, are you? Yeah, that's me. The guy said, yeah, that's it. This was me. Back then, I was criminal, I was. And I told you that day, there was a door between me and Allah. I kept it open and Allah invited me and here I am today, subhanallah. What is the message we want to learn from this story? If you have a door open between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make the hardest possible effort to keep it open. Not all the people have the same door. Not all the people have the same door. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open your door through your salah, a certain salah. Maybe you are a type of person who wake up before Fajr and pray 2 rak'at only. But all the day you are just messing up. So keep holding to this door. You never know when things will all get right. Maybe you are a type of person, whenever you go to a masjid, whatever, your hands, mashallah, are very itchy, goes to your pocket and put something in the donation box. Maybe you are a type of person that you are, subhanallah, always reminding some people with giving da'wah to some people, or maybe somebody, you have something. Search and you will find something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with, and this is the door between you and Allah. Keep it always open. And that is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam one day noticed that there is a person missing in the Fajr Salah. Do we do that? No, we don't care. Because we don't come to the Fajr Salah anyway. So somebody was missing from the Fajr Salah. He asked about him. Where is this guy? He named him. He said, Ya Rasulullah, he didn't wake up. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said something very painful. He said, La khayra fi. There is no goodness left in him. Subhanallah. Why? Because he closed the door between him and Allah. Maybe this guy was busy all the day, but he was so good, in this part. I know some people, my observation, they might not come to any salah during the day or night except the Fajr Salah. That is not the best, of course. They have to come as long as they are available. But this small door will help you get things right. There is a type of gas heater that has a spark of light or a spark of fire always on. So once you turn the water on, then the fire goes on and start heating the water. This is spark, just like the ignition spark that ignite and start. If this goes wrong, nothing is going to work. Everything is going to stop. Maybe this small little door between you and Allah can take you to a high place you don't know. You know Hamza ibn Abd al-Muttalib radiallahu anhu? Hamza ibn Abd al-Muttalib radiallahu anhu was the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and same age. They both brothers, like foster brothers. They were breastfeeding from the same mom. Subhanallah. So Hamza ibn Abd al-Muttalib was a warrior, a superhero. He didn't think of Islam at all. He didn't think of Islam. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, started calling to Islam, then people were angry. They didn't like it, and they start fighting him back, including Abu Jahl. Abu Jahl was on the top of those people who fought Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hamza ibn Abd al-Muttalib was a type of person who got something good in him. That's before Islam. What was this? He didn't like anyone to be hurt from his family. He wants his family, his relatives to be always safe. If anyone hurt any of his family, he will go angry, will be wild. Subhanallah. So one day he was in a hunting trip, and he came back from the hunting, and then somebody stopped him. A lady stopped him and I said, "Did you see what happened to you, to Muhammad?" I said, "Hey, what happened?" He said, "Abu Jahl was talking to him, and he was so mad at him, and he abused him. He abused him. He got really angry and frustrated, and he went to Abu Jahl. In the gathering area, they were gathering, they have a nadi or a club or a hub. They were getting together, the leaders of Mecca. And he said, how come you dare to abuse him? And I am follower of his deen. He just said it. He didn't actually mean it in the beginning. But because of this little good thing in him, he said it, he spoke it, he uttered it. And from that time, he just became a Muslim, subhanallah. And he was, of course, he was so serious about his Islam. He had something between him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One day Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu, asked him, or asked the people. There was a group of people sitting with him, and he asked him, who gave sadaqah today morning? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq put his hand up and said, yes, I did. Okay, who visited a sick person this morning? Sayyidina Abu Bakr put his hand, yes, I did, visit. Who helped somebody in, today do something? He said, yes, I did. Who went for a janazah? Yes, I did. Subhanallah. He said, you did all of that and nobody showed a hand. He said, مَجْتَمَعْنَا فِي شَيْءٍ إِلَّا أَدْخَلُهُ الْجَنَّةِ. If you do all of that, Allah will take you to the Jannah. The comment here, somebody said, Ya Rasulullah, if I can't do all of that, he got that chance, but maybe I'm not that person. I'm so busy or I'm very distracted. He said, at least do one thing good at your day. If your day, do one thing good. You know, the scary, when I close my eyes, and this is a personal experience, when I close my eyes and I try to imagine my standing in front of Allah on the day of Qiyamah. That's a question to myself. I don't know how can I get out with two things. The first thing, what is happening in Gaza? You know, subhanallah, I'm really frustrated as a person. I'm worried about my own safety. I say, do you think Allah will let me go? That's a big question. But most of the people think, okay, fine. I mean, that's not my problem. That's a big deal for me. But the second question is the hardest one because I cannot get away with that. What is the scene? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you need to listen carefully to this. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, أول ما يحاسب عنه العبد يوم القيامة صلاته. Forget about Gaza now. Forget about Sudan now, okay? That's a big deal. It's an international thing and it's out of my hand. Let me just focus on the second question, which is a very scary scene. He said, Rasulullah ﷺ said, the first thing you will be asked, the first thing you have to show your passport, your ticket, on the day of Qiyamah is your salah. If it's good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let you go, and He doesn't care about anything after that. He doesn't care. If anything goes wrong, it's okay, fine. Let him go, let him go. And if it's not, then فَقَدْ خَابَ وَخَسِرْ. Everything will be super fussy. The angel will be super fussy about everything. Everything after that will be taking very, very hard and very difficult. Now, if you ask me a question, myself, are you so happy and so confident your salah is intact? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We are ups and downs about the salah. You know, you see those people who, mashallah, talk about the world wars and the Muslims are under attack and talk about big things, political things, and say, hey, how about your salah? Well, I mean, brother, that's a different topic. We are so busy now with Gaza. Okay, how about your salah? Again, the same question again. Allah will let you go after you answer those two questions. The first question you can get away about Gaza, about the wars in the world, because it's not my single responsibility. But what is my sole responsibility as an individual? What is in my handbag? What is in my carry-on bag? That's my own bag. Subhanallah. This is my salah. أول ما يحاسب عليه العبد يوم القيامة صلاته. Subhanallah. If somebody goes to sleep and he made no intention to wake up for Fajr. I'm just trying to think about a scenario. If somebody goes to sleep, he has no intention to wake up for Fajr. He set up his alarm at 8 o'clock in the morning because this is the time you want to get up and go to work. And this person fast asleep, mashallah, enjoying his sleep. And the angel of death came and take his soul while he's asleep. Where do you think his soul will go to? Is there any two answers? Is there one answer or two answers? There is one answer. Because he had no intention to wake up, he has no preparation to do the Fajr Salah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take him to the dark place. Subhanallah. I'm pretty sure that so many Muslims, unfortunately, they have the same night plan, the same plan. They have no plan to wake up for Fajr. They have no plan to go to the masjid for Isha or Maghrib. They have no plan. They just let go every day. Every day goes like every day. Busy with everything. But never been busy with Allah. Subhanallah. Busy with everything, but never been busy with Allah. And they don't know that Allah has everything. Allah has everything that you are trying to, everything that you are after is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see, subhanallah. You see, I see on the street a mother with a bag in her hand, and she had a toddler, a 3-4 years old child, and he asked for a lolly. He said, "No, I'm not going to give you." He started crying and going away looking for a lolly to get it from somewhere. Mom said, "Don't run away from me. I got it with me. Come back. Come back. Subhanallah. If you are running away from Allah because you think you can make something, come back to Allah because Allah has that particular thing that you are after. No one else can give it to you except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't upset Allah. Allah will give it to you. Don't upset. You cannot twist Allah's hand so I get it by force. It's not going to work. Allah is happy, He will give it to you. Allah is not happy, He's not going to give it to you. Whatever you are after, Allah will give it to you. Subhanallah. But if you are good with Him, subhanallah. The ayat I have recited have such beautiful message. Beautiful message. يريد الله ليبين لكم. Surah An-Nisa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to make things clear to you. What does it mean? Clear. No confusion in our deen. No confusion. Nothing is confusing in our deen. Our deen is so clear. 1, 2, 3, 4. You just do this, Allah will accept you. That's it. Somebody came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he asked a $10 million question. Actually, not $10 million, multi-billion-dollar question. He said, Ya Rasulullah, dullani ala amalin idha amiltu dakhaltu al-jannah. Tell me of something, if I do it, I'll go to the Jannah. Right? If you ask somebody today, with all of these confusions, somebody addicted to TikTok and social media, he will take you all directions. He never give you an answer. You need to do this, you need to do that. And maybe if you go to an extremist person, he will give you a big list of things you have to do that. But Rasulullah was clear, because the deen is clear. Small, simple. He said, تصلي الصلوات المكتوبة وتصوم رمضان وتحج البيت إن استطعت إليه سبيلا وتؤتي زكاة مالك. You pray your 5 times prayer, you fast in Ramadan, you go to Hajj if you can afford, and if you due your zakah, you are due to give zakah, give your zakah. He said, Ya Rasulullah, that's it. Did you forget anything? He said, that's it. Are you sure? Subhanallah. He's getting impolite. Are you sure? He said, yes, I'm sure. Then the man, okay, Wallahi la azidu ala dhalik. Wallahi, this is what I'm going to do. Nothing more than that. And he made a U-turn and started walking away. Rasulullah pointed to him and he said, guys, if you want to see somebody who will go to the Jannah, somebody from the people of the Jannah, look at this guy. He is from the people of the Jannah. Why? Because the deen is simple. Most of the people who talk about big things in life, complicated things to do, they have so many issues with these basics. So many issues with these basics. Subhanallah. I know of some people, mashallah, amazing. Some incredible, nice people. May Allah guide them and us, Allah. They stay up all the night to give da'wah and debate with the non-Muslim and show them that Islam is so beautiful and they are wrong, and they just go to sleep before Fajr and they wake up after Dhuhr. They miss the Fajr and Dhuhr together. What were you doing, man? I was giving da'wah all the night. Why you didn't give da'wah to yourself to wake up for Fajr? Ya Allah, subhanallah. You are fixing the neighbor's door and your door is already broken. Fix your door first, subhanallah. يريد الله ليبين لكم ويهديكم سنن الذين من قبلكم. And يهديكم سنن الذين من قبلكم, this is an answer to a question I was asked yesterday in an event for the converts. They say that so many people on the internet, they call for come and follow us. We have the truth. Come and follow us. Those are wrong. Their job is just to send people to Jahannam and send people to the Jannah. They have the ticket. So they keep confusing the people. Which one is right? Who is right and who is wrong? Allah said it very clearly. وَيَهْدِيَكُمْ سُنَنَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. You follow the footsteps of those people before you. Who are those people before us? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ. Muhammadun Rasulullah وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Those are the people who follow them, and inshallah if we follow them the right way, we will land in the Jannah safely, inshallah. وَيَهْدِيَكُمْ سُنَنَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَيَتُوبَ عَلَيْكُمْ. So Allah wants from us those 3 things. يُبَيِّنَ لَكُمْ, to make things clear. If somebody makes things complicated, leave him alone and look for something clear. وَيَهْدِيَكُمْ سُنَنَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. You follow those people who came before you, the Sahaba, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions. وَيَتُوبَ عَلَيْكُمْ. And Allah will tolerate your mistakes. Allah will forget about your mistakes. We're not going to be perfect. No one is perfect. None of us is perfect. And that is why Allah concluded the ayah saying, Wallahu yuridu an yatuba alaykum. Allah definitely want to forgive you. Allah is not going to take it hard to you. Because in the end, even if you know everything and you know where to go and you know what to do, we're not going to be up to the standard. Subhanallah. For example, the salah. Somebody might come to the salah, mashallah, 5 times every day and he's so regular. But let me know or ask him about the quality of his salah. Are you happy with the quality of your salah? I said, Subhanallah, Wallahi, Habibi, I pray just like a TikTok. 30 seconds here, 2 seconds here. I think of everything. Everything come to my mind while I'm praying, except the salah. I don't know where the Fatiha start with. I just get up and down, get up and down. And it looks very, very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. When the Imam make a mistake or miss one rak'ah, and everyone behind him is doing exactly this. And no one says Subhanallah. Why? People are not here. They don't know. Imam is just like leading the salah, but the people mind are somewhere else. Not only him, forget that, everyone. Very embarrassing. Wallahi, this is very embarrassing. At least somebody might be awake behind him and conscious about the salah. You see? So here we go. Allah said Allah will forgive you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you. As long as you just follow the footsteps of the people before you. وَيُرِيدُ الَّذِينَ يَتَّبِعُونَ الشَّهَوَاتِ أَن تَمِيلُوا مَيْلًا عَظِيمًا. Those people whose main concern in life is shahawat. That is the world today. We live in the world of shahawat. Shahawat, desires. Everything around us is just waking up desires. It's all about desires. What we desire, what we want to do, what we want to taste. Subhanallah, you look at the foods that the people eat, most of this food is just junk. It is rubbish. It is nothing. But what is there that attracted the people? It is just the taste, the desire. They give them the pleasure. Subhanallah. What are these things that the people watch day and night and play day and night? You see, subhanallah, young people sitting on the games, mashallah, superheroes. Their fingers cannot stop touching. Superheroes. What is it? Desires. Shahawat. They call it shahawat. The Quran call it shahwa. Shahwa, something that you feel like to do it, and you don't want to listen or to hear any advice about not doing it. When somebody starts talking about it, hey, please, leave me alone. Just, it's not your business. I can't do it. It is what it is. Subhanallah. This is the reality with this world. It's all about waking up these desires, working on the desires. We are commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to draw the line between what we are allowed to do and our desires. Do not give the lead to the desires. Desires comes in the end, but in the front, the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طيب, the last ayah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about this passage, subhanallah, وَيُرِيدُ اللَّهُ أَن يُخَفِّفَ عَنْكُمْ وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Allah wants to make things easy for you because you are so weak. Wallahi, if we follow the halal way of life, if we follow the commands of Allah, life will be much, much easier than what it is today. The people are so crazy with their desires, with satisfying their desires, and life for them is very stressful, subhanallah. Give you example, silly example. I'm sorry to use these silly examples. I interfere between husband and wife when they have a fight, many families. And then some of these silly scenarios. Wife, what is wrong with you? Why you don't want to stay with your husband? He doesn't look after me. Okay, how he doesn't look after you? I have a wedding, and I need to buy a new dress for this wedding. He wants me to wear the dress I wear last month for another wedding. So what is wrong with that? How come I go to a wedding and people already see the dress before? That is very embarrassing. I have to have a new dress. Is it a good reason for you to ask for a divorce? Yeah. because he doesn't want to buy this. He doesn't want to get me this. Well, I want to see how much the people are controlled and stressed, but by other people, how they're going to look, what the people are going to say. Let them say whatever they want to say. It's their own problem. Let them talk. It's not your problem. But what you need to think is how Allah is going to talk about, what Allah is going to say about me, what Allah is going to think of me, not what the people. People are so stressed, subhanAllah, so stressed. I hear the story. Is there anyone here from India? I'm sorry. In India, okay, I'm trying to be an Indian now, right? There is a tradition there. If somebody builds a new house, they have an opening day, right? And they have to have a ceremony and service. And they're so obsessed, and the people look at each other, you know, how big is their ceremony, how the decoration, the food and all, because they have a new house. So the father was overseas in the Gulf country, and he was working like 24 hours, 7 non-stop to make the money and then build the house. They have all the house done. MashaAllah, everything is done now, ready for the opening ceremony. The preparation was there, the people invited, the cards have been sent, everything is ready. And the father passed away. He passed away, subhanAllah, because of exhausted himself. And then they asked the mother, what we're going to do? We're going to do the funeral? I said, no, we already sent the invitation. We do the ceremony, and then later on we do the funeral. What the people are going to say if we postpone the ceremony? People are so obsessed and so concerned about what others are going to say. And that is why life becomes hard, life becomes difficult, life becomes miserable. Allah wants things easy, but we want them difficult. We want life difficult because we are after so many things. But if we after the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, life will be so simple. Life will be so simple. Salman al-Farisi radiallahu anhu, Salman, by the way, was one of the people who converted or who embraced different religion. He was a pagan before, he worshipped idols, he worshipped the fire, he worshipped Jesus Christ, and he ended up Muslim, subhanAllah. When he was a Muslim, subhanAllah, he lived with Rasulullah sallallahu for the whole life, and then Rasulullah sallallahu passed away. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, Abu Bakr was Khalifa, and Abu Bakr passed away. Umar ibn al-Khattab was Khalifa, then he passed away. And Uthman ibn Affan was Khalifa, and the Muslims became super rich. The companions who survived become very rich people, except Salman. Salman was one of the people who is so humble in their life. And subhanAllah, he was dying, sleeping in his house, lying in his bed, and then subhanAllah, he was crying. And some people around him said, why you are crying? You are the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu. You took part in all the battles, and you've been doing so great things in your life. Don't worry, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take you to the Jannah. He said, Allah, I don't know how to answer the questions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about the luxury that I have in Allah. Luxury? Okay. Where is your Lamborghini parking? He doesn't have even a ride. And all what was there, the carpet that he was lying, there was a mat, some kind of rug. He's sleeping on a mat. And he got one big plate and one clay jar for his drink. So one jar for his drink, a clay, you know, and another small plate for his food. That's all what he has in his. And he's talking about the luxury. And he said, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gonna, how can I answer Allah's luxury? Subhanallah. And we have, I don't know, people don't even have a space in there. You know, when people go rent a new house, does it have walk-in wardrobe? Why, Habibi, walk-on wardrobe? Because we have plenty of clothes. We want a second room for the clothes. One room for the clothes, one big shelves for the shoes, and one big shelf for the food. A small fridge with one door is not good enough. We win the double door one. Why, Habibi? Because we need to store a lot of food. But that's not starvation, man. Why you have to buy all of this food? Yeah, just ni'mah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. You see? So this is how people are stressing their life. They have to buy so much food, so much clothes, so much toys for the kids. They have to work so many shifts because they need money for all of that. And in return, they miss a lot of things. Subhanallah. Rasulullah ﷺ said, for example, Majlis ilm, if you sit in a place like that, you learn something. Maybe get a reminder. Maybe the whole information that you hear today, not new. You've been hearing that for many times. But just something click into your mind. He said, it is better than doing ibadah for 60 years. How can I get 60 years of my life in ibadah? I don't even dream of having 60 years of my life in ibadah. But can be given reward. This reward can be given by Majlis ilm. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I'm talking about those people who are after so many things, complicated life. They don't make it for Isha, they don't make it for Fajr. What is it in life? What do you think? What is it that can be paid to somebody? Think of something, billahi alayk, think of something that you can give it to somebody that is going to encourage him to come from his house on his feet and on his knee, crawling like a baby. Have you ever thought of something? Wallah, if you offer people like $1 million, they will think about it, but it will be very embarrassing if the people see me on the street. No. Even if it's too much money, but I can't do that. It's very embarrassing. Rasulullah ﷺ said, if people were to know the reward for coming to Isha Salah, they will do it even if they have to come crawling on their feet and on their knees. Subhanallah. How many people make it to Isha? How about the Fajr? Rasulullah ﷺ said, Man salla al-Fajr fi jama'ah. Whoever offered the Fajr Salah in jama'ah, فَهُوَ ضَامِنٌ عَلَى اللَّهِ. ضَامِنٌ عَلى اللَّهِ. This is an amazing word. Allah will give him full insurance. Full insurance. Coverage of everything. Allah is going to be his bodyguard. He will send bodyguards to save him from trouble, save him from evil, look after him, take care of him. Fajr fi jama'ah. Pray the Fajr in jama'ah. How many people do it? And subhanallah, you find this guy who doesn't care about these kind of things. And man, you're just talking about all this type thing. We hear this multiple times. Oh, what kind of a change happened to you after hearing that? Nothing. You still do the same kind of thing. You still miss the Fajr and Isha and Maghrib and everything. You still bring all of your prayers, put them together and pray them in 5-10 minutes, and that's it. This is your habit. You didn't change any habit. What has changed in your life? You complain because you hear this stuff all the time. Okay, tell me what change that you made in your life. I tell you what it changed. You become more greedy. You become you become older than ever before. Your health is not as good as before. You take pills before you go to sleep. You have a lot of stress in your life. You have problem with your wife. You have problem with your children. You have problem with your boss. You have problem everywhere, and you ask, Ya Allah, I don't know why I got all of these problems in my life. Because the first problem is you made with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first problem that you have is your problem with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do you expect Allah to sort out your other problems in life? Sort your problem with Allah, and Allah will sort your problem with other people or other things in your life. Allah will sort it out. Simple, easy, affordable. You're not going to solve the problem in Palestine. You're not going to solve the problem in America. You're not going to solve the problem of Muslims in Sudan. You're not going to solve the problem anywhere in the world. You can't. It's beyond my capacity. I will do whatever little task I have. But I have to, no excuse, to solve the problem, my problem with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I know for sure, if I do not wake up on the time to go to give my salah, Allah is not happy with me. If I don't eat halal, earn halal, Allah is not happy with me. If I do not keep my tongue safe and clean, Allah is not happy with me. If I do not look after my family and my children, Allah will not be happy with me. If I abuse the people, take their money, if I do this, if I do that, I know how Allah, I know. Every Muslim knows what makes problem, creates problem between him and Allah. Don't tell me there is somebody that every Muslim knows, but they just hide it away. They don't want to face the reality. If we want to fix a problem, fix the problem with Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you fix the problem with others. يريد الله أن يخفف عنكم وخلق الإنسان ضعيفا. Allah will make things easy for you because you people are weak. You're not so strong as you think. You're not superheroes. We are so weak. Wallahi, we are so weak. Just a little virus like that knock us down. That's it, finish. People, subhanallah, on the peak of their strength, and they get a heart attack or brain damage, they just collapse. Nothing. So weak. So do not play it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Solve the problem with Allah, Allah will solve the other problem with everything around you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the best of the Muslims. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم اغفر ذنوبنا واستر عيوبنا وتول أمرنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارحمنا فإنك بنا راحم ولا تعذبنا فأنت علينا قادر. والطف بنا يا مولانا فيما جرت به المقادير. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين. الحمد لله رب العالمين وجزاكم الله خيرا.